Yeah, I'm gonna try something with the camera here, so bear with me. Something to try and fix that autofocus thing. See if this works. Okay, we're gonna do, I did a little while ago, the first lesson you should ever watch. I did that about a month ago. This is the second lesson. This one we're gonna focus on the picking hand. As I said in that first video, don't worry about your picking hand, your strumming hand, because it doesn't matter right when you first start out. What you want to do first is get your muscle memory to your chords. Once you get the muscle memory to your chords, by the time you get that, your strumming hand should be there, right? You should have some muscle built up, so it's easier. So it should be somewhere where you're confident enough to be able to play songs and not have to think about it all the time, because that's a big thing too when you're first starting out. That's why I said, you know what, learn your chords to get the muscle memory down. Basically, all that is so you stop thinking. You don't want to be thinking all the time. Am I doing that? No, what am I doing? You want it just to be reflex, right? So once you get that, and hopefully you got this somewhat down. If not, that will come eventually, right? But now, once you get the chords down, you got a choice. How do you want to play your Merlin, right? And you can strum it with a pick, you can finger pick, you can use felt picks, leather picks. I bought a leather pick when I was in Nashville, because I've never seen it anywhere, right? So I bought one. Hate it. I'll never use it. But it says Nashville on it, so it's pretty cool. So there's strumming with a pick, there's strumming with your fingers. Some people will fake like they have a pick. And just use the two nails of that. You can just use more like what they do on a ukulele with your fingers. That's how I mainly do it. I shouldn't. You see some of those ukulele players that, I don't know how the hell I do that. I think I'd rip chunks out of my fingers if I did that. So you can strum with your fingers. We did a little bit of finger picking stuff in the past. And then there's the claw hammer stuff we did, which I haven't been doing enough of that stuff. That a little longer because I'm like, what is that? I know it's not what that is. I just don't know what that is. That made no sense. I know it in my head. I just don't know the title. I'm sure one of you guys will tell me. So anyway, it's one of those things you don't want to limit yourself to one, because they all work in. Did I just do the science teacher thing? Let me fix that. There we go. They all work, no matter how you do it, right? And they all will come in handy in certain situations, certain songs. So you should practice and play with all of them, right? Because it will help. Now, what I really want to focus on in this video is more of the finger picking. Because strumming is strumming. Claw hammer, that's not going to be a beginner thing. Finger strumming is just strumming again, but finger picking is a little harder. So it's just like you build up your muscle memory for your chords, so you know where your chords are, and you don't have to look. And what you want to do now is build your muscle memory in your fingers. Now, I am gonna be the first to admit I'm not the greatest at finger picking. When I started, I did it the wrong way, and the whole teach dogs, old dogs, new tricks, totally can teach old dogs new tricks. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is trying to break the habit first to be able to teach it again. So you know what? The way I do it is like a simple way, simplicity way of doing it. I use my thumb and my pointer. I don't use none of my other fingers are trained. You know, my middle finger, if I have to, can mimic what my pointer does. So if I have to hit 2 strings at the same time, I can do that. But that's it. I can't act independently on its own. And I've sat there and I've tried. So if you're starting out and you're brand new, work all your fingers. You only got 3 strings on here, right? So you only really need three fingers. But work it so that you get some muscle memory built up in all your fingers, no matter how you do it. Well, that being said, I'm going to show you how I do it. So 2 fingers, that's it. Now, like I said, you want to build muscle memory. So all you're going to do, so your thumb is always on the root. And then your pointer. In between every thumb, hit the high, hit the middle, high, middle. Now if you're smart, don't do it like I do it. Do it where your pointer is the middle and your middle is your high. So you can learn to get all 3 fingers going. You want to do it to where you get to the point where you're doing it without thinking of it. You just want to build the muscle memory up. That's the biggest thing. Slow till you get nice and fast. And then once you get to the point where you're not thinking about it, do the chords that you don't have to think about. See, I screwed up. And like I said, just play for hours. Just changing chords, same thing with this. You're trying to get your muscle memory built up. And the whole thing, the pattern thing doesn't matter. Whatever pattern you want to choose. All you're trying to do is this finger always knows where this is. This finger always knows where this is. And same with the middle, which I can't do. So that's, like I said, I do. That's all you want to do. You want to get to the point where it's muscle memory that you know where it is. Once you get that, patterns doesn't matter. You can change it anytime you want. I forgot the song. And that's the thing, you know, when you watch tutorials on finger picking, and there's always these certain patterns that certain songs use. I was talking to my neighbor the other day. He plays, and we were talking about Dust in the Wind and Travis picking. Travis picking, I freaking hate Travis picking, and to me, Dust in the Wind doesn't really follow Travis picking anyway. It's kind of an offshoot of it, right? But that's on guitar with more strings. On the Merlin, like if you, the whole thing with finger picking on Merlin, right? If you're just finger picking chords and there's no melody behind it, pick any pattern you want. It does not matter. What's an easy 3-chord song? Fly Away, right? Try not to do the melody lines. I'm screwing up. But if you're just playing the chords, somebody's singing it or you're singing it. Any pattern's going to work. So it doesn't matter what you do, because you just tell your finger, you got that muscle memory. So just pick out a pattern you want to do. But the thing is, when we get to the melody lines, that's when patterns go out the window. It doesn't matter, because it all depends on where the melody is, right? You can get whatever pattern you want down, but if that melody, that note has to be played on a different string than your pattern says, you can't follow your pattern. You gotta go to that melody note. So patterns go out the window. So the most important thing to get first before you worry about finger picking is your muscle memory down. Which finger goes to which string. And you gotta get it to the point where you do it without thinking about it. Once you get it to that point, then you realize patterns don't matter. Oh, the way I play patterns don't matter. I don't know. To me, you know, you've got certain players that do a lot of, like, an example for me is like Gordon Lightfoot. He does all, I think it's mostly finger picking what he does, and he's amazing at it. But he's more doing a strum or a backing. So patterns work great. As where you look like I don't think of anybody's names right now. There's this one Italian guy I subscribe to him. I can't remember his name, but he does guitar. I can picture him. Igor. He does like what I do on the Merlin, where I'm trying to do the chords and the melody at the same time. He does it on guitar, and it's just amazing what he does, and he figures this stuff out. But it's when you're doing the melody line, it's hard to keep a pattern. It just is. You look at the old stuff, Chet Akins. I would consider him more pattern player, but he worked the notes into the pattern, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I'm talking my ass now, so let's just stop. That's the way I do it. That's the only way I can show you. So, most important thing is your muscle memory. Get your fingers to the point where you can do it without thinking about it in any pattern you choose. And then once you get that pattern down, change it up. You know, you want to get it muscle memory, but not one trick pony type of stuff, right? That's totally not the right phrase. That's it. That's all I got. Practice, patience, have fun. I got nothing else to tell you guys. We'll see you next time.